So, if you haven't seen, we've got a bit of a storm coming this way, heading towards Florida. We've been tracking this storm for about a week now, but in the last 24 hours, it's really starting to pick up in intensity, and they've really changed the forecast to come right through here across the Florida Keys and up the west coast of Florida. So, this is a little bit about what we're doing to prep for this storm. Welcome to the calm before the storm. So, if people have seen on the forecast, we're supposed to have a pretty good storm come through, low tropical wave, tropical depression, but turning into a tropical storm as it passes by Key West, about 20 miles from here. Worst we're supposed to get is supposed to be tomorrow, Saturday, between 4 and 6 p.m. But fortunately, that is right at low tide for us here, dead low tide while it's going by. So, not anticipating any ocean flooding, probably just the amount of rain we'll get. We'll have some street flooding and stuff like that. And right now, winds they're forecasting anywhere from 35 to up to 50 mile an hour gust. So there are going to be some things I'm putting away, cleaning up, making sure aren't going to be blowing around, including all the little stools underneath our tiki hut, little things like that, just putting away, putting inside for the duration of the storm, just to be safe. So I'm going to do a walk around, take you around, show you some of the things we're doing to prep for this storm, and maybe go into a little more detail about what happens when we know we got a hurricane coming, something a little more serious. So thanks for watching. Take a look at what we're doing today, and I'll throw in things that we do when we know we've got a hurricane on the way or potential hurricane on the way. So here we go. Let's get prepped for our storm tomorrow. So let's start with some of the bigger items, the kayaks, the paddle boards, the tubes. Even though these are locked here, anytime we get high winds over 35 miles an hour, these things act like giant airplane wings. They're going to take off and go. So those we move inside into our downstairs screened-in porch area. We get those out of the way, put those away, make sure they're safe. Don't want paddle boards flying away and getting damaged. Other thing I do, we keep all of our lobster gear that we use on the paddle boards and kayaks when we're going out straight from the house along the boat ramp. So this stuff I just pick up, put away, so it's not blowing away. The anchors, not worried about the anchors going anywhere in this storm, so just clean up the lines, set those off to the side, clearing the deck off. Just a side note, during Hurricane Ian, right now we're looking at just maybe 2 hours before low tide here in this video. During Hurricane Ian, the height of the storm, the water would have been about up to shoulder depth, to give you an idea how high the water came up here. If you can compare that to the house across the canal, they were completely underwater on the other side. The thing, I'm not doing it for this event, but when we're expecting really high water, that outlet, I shut the circuit breakers off to that. Pilcher trap, I'm just setting on the other side of the fence so that doesn't blow away. My flats boat anchor lift, I use that when I'm snorkeling, looking for lobsters, and I'm moving my anchor along with the flats boat to lift it off the bottom. That and my anchor ball for the big boat, just putting those on the inside of the fence. They might blow around, but they're not going to lift off and go anywhere. And then my outriggers, I've got the removable outriggers. Those are not going to blow away anywhere, so going to leave those right where they are. If I was expecting this area to be underwater during the storm, I would move those inside the fence. And then the small boat cleaning items, I just lock in the sink area on the stern of the boat. The big thing I do on storms like this, make sure I've got my line set. I did put extra buoys out on the boat here, just to make sure it's secure, not scratching the boat up on the dock here. But again, just double checking all my lines, make sure they got the right length. Big thing I do is making sure the scuppers are all cleared out on the boat. With the amount of rain we're anticipating, we want to make sure it is draining as fast as it can. Other thing, checking the batteries, making sure my batteries are fully charged in case power goes out. The bilge pumps will keep working. You notice they're not fully charged. My alternators both went dead a week ago out fishing. Just replaced the alternators earlier on today, so letting those charge back up now. I did remove all the seat cushions from the boat, even though those snap into place. Didn't want those blowing out. It's easy enough to pop those out and put those away. And then I do make sure all the latches on every hatch are twisted to the lock position so they're not blowing open. But just really simple things to do. Flats boat I never leave in the water during any kind of weather event. There's just not enough margin for error on these filling up with water. So drain plug is out. And again, going to make sure all the latches are in a locked position on the flats boat, so those aren't blowing around and banging open. With the low pressure, lots of wind, these things get sucked open and blown around pretty good. Easy way to break hinges on your boat. Note to self, the girls had the flats boat out wakeboarding with their friends, didn't put the water ski line away. But again, I'm making sure all the scuppers are clear and can drain freely during the event that we've got coming up, because my battery sits right inside that black compartment. Not a lot of room for error. Here, furniture-wise, that we're doing for the storm, I am going to take the hanging chairs down, put those inside. The lighter weight stools will come inside. Pineapple plants are going to stay right where they are. Those are heavy enough. We've got a couple of these pineapple plants around. Love those. We grew those from scratch down here. And they're always putting out a couple of pineapples every month on each plant. The furniture here, the heavier furniture, the wicker furniture will stay outside the storm, but I will take the seat cushions in. During a hurricane, all of that stuff would come inside if we're expecting higher winds. With the winds we are expecting, I am taking down our swinging chair. It's a pretty heavy, beefy swinging chair, but with 40 knot winds, it'll blow around, and don't want to take a chance of having the window broken or any damage to the house with that blowing around. It's just a really easy thing to take down, so no sense in taking any chances on this one. So we're just going to drop this down. I am not the most nimble person going up and down ladders, so bear with me on this one. But again, just dropping this down, nice and easy to do. Takes no time at all to take it down and put it back up. So might as well get it done just to be safe. On our upper deck, this wraps all the way around the entire house. We have swinging chairs on every corner of the house and some tables, other chairs. The cushions will come off the chairs. All the swinging chairs will come down for this storm. And then the other thing we do, we have the tree service come in and remove all the coconuts at the start of coconut season from our trees, the coconut trees. We have a couple of these trees, and they'll each have 40 to 50 coconuts going on at a given time. And those coconuts, they're like flying cannonballs during a hurricane. So make sure the coconuts are all down. And we have the ice machine. I've had other ice machines. This is a fairly new one. Love this ice machine. It's a nugget machine, puts out about 100 pounds of ice a day. And for the storm, I had just I've packed about 150 pounds of ice into our chest freezer, just so we've got ice on hand. And I almost always have 100 pounds of this ice in that chest freezer that I use whenever we're going out fishing. I can fill up the fish locker and our ice chest when we're going out fishing. But ice machine is a great tool. But today I'm just making sure we've got lots of extra ice in the chest freezer in case power goes out. Other thing I do is I'm making sure our gas cans are filled for our generators, and just prepping all the little things. Not expecting this one to be a bad one, but I'll let you know on the other side. Thanks for watching, and I will post a video maybe tomorrow or Sunday morning how things went in the storm. I'll get some storm footage if it's worthwhile. But this is it. We will see you on the other side of the storm. Thanks for watching, and really thanks for subscribing. We'll see you soon.